Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back. Welcome to my little dungeon. The dark corner of the earth. Anyways, so we're in the studio today, going to mess around with the Alesis Sample Pro 8. So 8 pads of fury, right? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In that specific order as well, okay? Each time you hit a pad, it'll tell you on the display which one you hit. Pad number 4. Pad number 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay? And of course we have a bass kick on the bottom on a sustain pedal right now. Although the sustain pedal is a very cheap option, it's not the best. But it does work. You can eventually get used to the timing to hit it right. I'm still working on it. But I am going to pick up an actual Alesis kick drum or a kick drum period. Something that's inexpensive would be nice. When you buy drum parts, by the way, for any brandy kit, the parts in the end can cost you more than your kit sometimes. Trust me, I went through it with the Nitro kit when I started adding on a few extra pieces. I spent as much on those little extras that I did on the entire kit. It's crazy. They really get you on the parts, I'll tell you. But anyways, so I have the sample pad 4 a while back. And you can check that out on my channel if you want to take a look at it and see what kind of stuff I messed around with it with. And I don't have room for a drum kit in here anymore. I also gave up on the drums because I found I couldn't do it. But working with one of these kits like this, I do a much better job at it. And I'm figuring, well, I can actually turn this into a complete drum set and also not take up any space. And I don't have as many limbs to have to worry about unless I want to. In which case, if I want to start training myself for drums again, all I need is a hi-hat switch and I need a kick drum. And they both plug in. And you can switch between switch mode if you're using just a sustain pedal, like I am, or you can actually have the hi-hat foot thing or the kick drum, okay? And have it in kick mode or hi-hat mode. It's kind of up to you how much you want to expand the kit, but you can also put 2 external regular drum pads as well onto this, and you can use any from any kit, it doesn't matter, as long as it's got a TRS or TR plug-in for either single or double zone. You can plug it in and away you go. And among other things you can plug into the back of this thing. It's really crazy. If you want to know everything there is to know about this, I would definitely recommend downloading the manual for free from Alesis, and you can check out the manual and learn everything about this thing, because I still don't know a couple of things. I'm still working on trying to figure a few things out, but I do have a fairly good grasp. I have no idea or clue in my life as far as MIDI on any MIDI device. I've never used MIDI myself. And I really have no interest, to be honest, of getting into it, so don't ask me to do anything with MIDI demo because I'm going to have to say nope, ain't going to happen because I ain't into that sort of thing. But if you want to get into it, by all means, knock yourself out. So kit number 1 here, I programmed it to what I wanted as a actual drum kit. So I can do this stuff. My timing still sucks. It's been a while since I played drums, so sorry. You get the idea. I got a full drum kit now. Woohoo! I do want that kick drum though, because I really hate using the back of my heel to run that foot switch with, but it works for now. So let me show you how to program this thing, okay guys? So I'm on number 4 as soon as it loads. Now I have stuff coming in from the local built-in card as well as an external SD card that plugs into the front. Alright, so how do we program all this stuff? Let's start at pad number 1. Now, you have to hit a pad first to make sure it's lit. that's going to be where you're going to first start. Now you can pick any of these 10 kits to mess around with, change the programming from the factory. If you do a complete botch job, you can actually re-initialize the entire pad to factory setups for all the kits, and it just goes back to factory default how they did it. So we're starting on pad number 1, it's lit. Now, because I have an external card in here, I have a choice to go internal or external sounds. But let's work with the internal stuff on a couple pads, and we'll do some external stuff on some pads, okay? So I need to use the down arrows as well as the left and right arrows. Now, I'm going to zoom in on the display so you're not going to see the buttons I'm pushing. But, as an advanced notice, you hold these two down to save your work. So, if you're done, you press and hold the 2. Save kit, copy kit, global settings, or cancel. Okay, now we're not saving the kit right now, but if we were going to save the kit, we would then just hit the right arrow. Okay, and would you like to save the kit? Right arrow again. Okay, and it'll come up and tell you that it saved it. There we go. So you got to hold it for about 2 seconds. It's been saved. It tells you that. So down arrow, exit, right arrow. Boom. Now you're back out, okay? Alright, so let's go back to kit number 4 here. Let it load. Alright, kit finished loading. Now it tells you what pad you're on, obviously. Now it's time where we're going to zoom in on this stuff for you. Because I know a lot of people, they're like, I want to see the display, Cab. I can't see the display. Well, you know, I got this ingenious idea of hooking my camera with an adapter up to a mic boom stand. And so this way I can have everything in front of me. So I apologize in advance if the stand gets shaken the odd time. But I'm doing the best, okay? This is the best hookup I could do. There was no way of doing this with a regular camera tripod to get this kind of a view for you. So anyways, hopefully that's a clear enough display for you. I can see it clear in the camera, so you guys shouldn't have any problems. Alright, so let's just hit the down arrow. Now it says local internal. Okay, that's where we're on. Now we have a left arrow to go to the local card. Go back to right arrow to internal. Now, we're going to press down button again, gets us to that sound that's currently on the system. We want to change this. We need to use the left and right arrows now to change the different sounds. And there's about 200 of them built into this thing. But we're just going to pick some random sounds because it really doesn't matter how I set this up on a video. The idea is you set it up the way you want to do things when you have your own machine. Okay, so we got the Congo here called Conga 2. Okay, so we like that. All right, so now we like that. You don't have to save as you go. There was another video I watched where the guy was like, you got to save your progress as you go every single time. No, you do not. What you got to remember is what you are doing. Okay, save your stuff when you're done. Okay. I would recommend saving your entire kit though before you go back in and start messing with reverbs, levels, sensitivity, all that sort of stuff. That I would definitely recommend. This way you can then go through things one at a time, and if you do screw up you can just turn the power off, turn it back on, and it leaves your kit to where it was last saved at. Okay? Anyway, so we got the Congo 2 here. We're good. Next pad, number 2. This is called MT Conga 1. Let's pick something that's got some real sound to it. Low Conga. Okay. I like that. Alright, so the next pad. Now here I'm going to go in reverse because this gets me... oh, I don't want to be in the local card. Internal. Okay. So let's go backwards. These are supposed to be sounds. Oh, you gotta hit them harder, that's why. That's kind of dumb. I like that. Okay. No, I don't want the local card. Back to internal. Because I programmed this, it'll skip back and forth as I hit pads that I'd programmed it on. Okay, I like that. So the next one is pad 3. Now it's probably going to switch that card on me. Yes, it did. So we got to go back up once this thing does its thing. Go back to internal. Okay, I like that. So now we're going to hit the pad again. Okay, so technically we're on the local card because I was on it last, but what we want to do is we want to make sure we're on internal. Okay, I want to go to the other card. Press the arrow button, goes to the local card, and then go down. Now when you are on the local card, it does have to actually read it in. Okay, that's cool. Now I'm still on local card, which is fine. Okay, I'll take the chime. Now that pad was on an internal, so we got to go back to the card. Actually, yeah, let's do this. Alright, so now we're done messing with this. This is where we want to save first. So hold down the bottom arrow and the right arrow, and we want to say yes, we want to save the kit. Arrow up, yes, save the kit. Kit has been saved. Down arrow, exit. Now this is where we get to go back in and manipulate our sounds. Now we can tune. Sensitivity. Now the sensitivity, it's tied in with the velocity. So basically, it's how hard you're going to hit to get to that full level volume. So the higher the value you set for the sensitivity, the more sensitive the pad is to being hit, and it's going to be louder sooner. Okay. You can pan left or right for your left or right stereo if you're going stereo hookup. I'm actually running the left mono out to my soundboard or mixing board, and so I can still pan left or right if I want to because of the way the signal works, but you can leave it at 0 as a value if you want, in the middle or whatever. Basically it's a balance control. Pan is balance. Okay, so the reverb amount. Okay, 10, 5. Okay, level can go to 10. You you can hit as hard as you want. It ain't going to go any louder than what you set the maximum volume at for that pad. Okay? You got MIDI. I don't understand MIDI. Read it up yourself. Now you do have mono. You have poly. There is a slight difference in sound, but not a lot. You also have this neat little loop function. So if you need that as a constant steady beat, kind of like a metronome, you can do that. Hit it again and it stops. Okay? Then you also have a stop mode. You have tempo as well. You can change the tempo. The click rates for your metronome, hat. That I don't know what that is actually. Or we can just go right back to mono mode. And then you have your velocity levels as well. For having full out velocity from lighter to harder, I would probably leave it at whatever its default is. I don't know what the MGRP, probably master group, is what I would suggest that would mean, but again, I'd have to look at it up in the manual. I'm still learning some stuff about this, but I wanted to give you guys a basic tutorial. That's why the video is called Basic Tutorial. You know, if you want to see more on this thing, then just leave that in the comments below for requests. And if I get enough requests, I will definitely look into doing a much more in-depth tutorial with you guys down the road. But that also means that as I go, I will be learning more about this thing anyway, so you know, I may just do another full-out tutorial at some other point. Anyhow, so we've done that one. We got that one set. Now we just go and we hit the other one. We didn't save any changes though. Oh no, are my changes lost? Nope, all the values are still there. Unless you get a power interruption or something, it's going to keep everything until you save all your work. Okay, so this is our low conga. I'm going to leave it alone. FX7, now that I want to actually play with. So I'm going to bring the sensitivity up to 7. I'm okay. I want the reverb actually about 7 on that as well. Yeah, we'll leave that. So we're okay there. Now this one here, I actually want to change the tuning on it. So you do have to use the up and down arrows to scroll up and down through things. It is a bit of a pain, but once you get used to it, you can fly around this thing actually quite quickly. Left and right arrows to change the tuning. And we're on pad 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And you have 4 levels up and down. So I'll stick with that. So I'm good with that, so I'm done messing with that one. Go into this one. I want its tuning at number 4. I want the sensitivity to 6. The other one we actually left the sensitivity at 2. So I'll just go back quickly and I'm going to bring that to 7. And we'll get into this one here. Now I want to bring the level up to 10 on that one, and I want more reverb. Okay. I like Jingle Bells, the chimes the way they are. And we have this clap thing. Okay, now the clap, actually I want the level at 10. So I want it to be heard the most when I hit it. I want the sensitivity right up to 2 to 8. And let's see what -4 is. Okay, that's okay. Now, the only thing we didn't do was program a bass kick, right? Okay, so now we're on the bass. Now this is kind of cool because everything you plug in for pads or pedals, you can change the sound to anything you want. You don't have to have this kick bass thing, okay? So we'll go up to that and we'll see what we got for a sound. Now that is not very loud. stupid.
T, 9, 9, 8, 8.
So this is numbers.
4, 4.
That's actually kind of cool. Okay, so. That still ain't doing it for me. We need something different here. So if we're happy with all of that, I'm pretty happy. So now we had to program our foot switch in. So now we got to resave the kit. We've done all of our manipulating of each and every pad, right? So now at this point, if I just shut the power off, it's only going to save the kit exactly as I first saved it. Any of these changes we just made ain't going to get saved. So it doesn't auto-save as you go. So hold down the 2, the bottom and the far right, save kit, hit far right, arrow up, hit far right, changes have been saved, arrow down, hit far right, done. Now we're going to turn this off. Okay. This thing does an interesting sound too, by the way, when it fires up. And this does have the latest 1.0.21 firmware. So it is the most current firmware, and it already came pre-installed from the factory. So the firmware that's up there on the website right now is an older firmware update. They still have to update the website, I guess. Alright, so kit 1. It always defaults back to kit number 1. So we want to go back to kit 4. Alright guys, so that is your basic tutorial. Now, there is an auxiliary volume knob on the back, or volume knob on the back of this machine. That is your auxiliary input volume level, so you can have your iPhone or Android phone or tablet plugged into the back of this thing direct, play music through this thing if you want to. Really doesn't matter what you do. Whatever you plug into there, it's going to go through there, and you use that volume level to control the input. So even if your volume is maxed out on your device, you can further control it from the volume knob on the back. So it has nothing to do with output stages at the back. It has to do with input of that auxiliary channel. You'll find that, tells you that in the manual. Headphone control is separate up front for headphones, so you can just have headphones on this thing if you want, or a set of really good in-ear monitors, just plug them in, so you don't even need a wireless in-ear monitor system, you just need a pair of earbuds. Okay? headphones, earbuds, whatever you want. The main volume control, that controls all your outputs to your line outs, etc. for your output jacks out the back. That's what the master volume on this is for. Come on, fire up. Anyways, so if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you want to see a more in-depth tutorial on a couple of features we didn't cover, which is very little, let me know in the comments below if you really want that, and that would give me the encouragement to do a video if I get enough people asking for it. Otherwise, I'm not going to even worry about it, because you can actually read the manual. It is a free download, like I said. But you will hear this thing being used on future videos. You'll probably see me jamming out with it on future videos, especially once I get that kick drum that's proper for it. I'm thinking I may get the hi-hat switch. I don't know yet. I'm just thinking on it. But it's kind of cool that there's enough pieces here that this is an entire full basic kit minus a kick drum, which I have a sustain pedal to use as a kick right now anyway. And that kind of works. So that technically gives me a full kit, other than I can't run the hi-hat up and down, but I can sacrifice, say, my floor tom. If I'm not going to use a floor tom, I can sacrifice that. Instead of having my snare here, I can have the snare over here, and then I can have open closed hi-hat or whatever I want, and fully open hi-hat. So you can program this thing in so many different ways. You know, it is just mental. I like having it set up right now for me for practicing, you know, just the maiden drum thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's kind of fun, and I got my ride. And you hit it hard enough, you get the bell. Love the crash. So it's a ride. It's a really fun machine. I don't call it a toy, I call it a tool. It's going to help you make your music that much better. Get one, definitely. Like I said, I had the Alesis Pad 4 before, and I was going to get it again because it was only like 240 bucks Canadian. I saw this on the website because A, they didn't have one in stock at Long McQuaid locally. And I'm kind of an impatient kind of person. Some people may know that. It's like, I want it now. And I saw the 8 up there and I thought, wow, that's got like 200 built-in sounds. It's got more goodies out the back to plug into, more stuff to learn, but it's got 8 pads. That means I can build around a kit. Like I said, I have no room in here for a drum kit, even if I wanted to get back into regular drums again, to try it again. Because I can do really good with 3 limbs. If I can limit myself to 3 limbs for the stuff I'm going to do with this, then I don't have to worry. 4th limb, kind of pushing it, but I may give it another go and get that 4th limb going again, which is why I might get a hi-hat switch and hook that up. And then I've got a full kit, really. To be honest, it's all just compressed. And I can still add, you know, more pieces. I can add 2 extra pads. I don't know what I'm going to mount them on, but I may get them down the road. We'll see how far I decide to advance myself with this. But this is great for a very small area. And, you know, even just these pieces alone and a sustain pedal, you know, because if you don't want to put out a whack load of money, because it will cost you a whack load of money for a kick pedal and then the drum unit it attaches to for your floor drum, you know, you can just use a sustain pedal for, you know, 12 bucks and just you do that and then have your kick, right? What can be more fun, right? And you're making music. Anyways, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video, got lots out of it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not subbed, you know how to do the whole press the subscribe button and smash the bell and say, yeah, I want to see all the new videos. Because I do all kinds of crazy stuff on my channel. So, that being said, once again, thanks. And, oh, as a tip for you guys who are into drums, these sticks are Zildjian sticks. They have the yellow stuff on them. I took 1/2 inch shrink wrap tubing because I wore out the yellow so bad they just fell apart. You can actually take 1/2" heat shrink tubing and just a little bit of any kind of like and I mean very little, just oil on the back end of the stick, and it'll help you slide that 1/2" tubing over top, because it is a very tight fit. And what you want to do is you want to heat up this section first to shrink the shrink tubing, and that'll go perfect actually in here, right? And you don't have to apply a ton of heat, okay? Like, don't melt the stuff. You know, just use a lighter and just rotate back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, till it looks very, very clean, and then you're good. And then do the front end and then the back end, and recover your sticks that way instead of buying a new set of sticks, because these sticks are perfect. It's just that the rubber that they used on them, well, I wore them out from playing my drums so much. So anyway, I'm out of here. See ya.